So students, now next topic is ratio and proportion, including properties and uses. As far as ICSE circular is concerned, we have only proportion part in our syllabus. Once again, I will say students, a very important topic. Minimum, it's asked for 6 marks. Normally it goes for 7 marks, or it can be also asked for 8 marks. If 4 numbers are in proportion, students, if you understand this note once again, then the chapter will become very simple. I'll be little bit fast in this. Understand the note carefully. If 4 numbers are in proportion, let us take an example of the 4 numbers. A, B, C, D. Okay? If means given, it's given to us that 4 numbers are in proportion. Which are those? A, B, C, D. Then what we can do, how we can write? We can say A upon B is equal to C upon D. Fair enough. Okay. This is how in the ratio form we wrote. But I want you all to once again see this cursor. Please see this cursor. How is it written? A, B, C, D. Yes, sequence matters. Here, sequence is important. When they say that A, B, C, D are in proportion, that means, now see this. Here A is called as first proportional. सबसे पहले A है, so A is called as first proportional. Good. Moving further. You see my cursor here, students? And D is called as the fourth proportional because D is at the last. Okay. Once again, I am highlighting. There were 4 numbers A, B, C, D. A is called as the first proportional. D is called as the fourth proportional. We can write it like A upon B is equal to C upon D. And even we can cross multiply. A will be multiplied with D. C will be multiplied with D. So this is just a product from this fraction I have written here. But the important was the sequence matters. A is called first proportional. D is called as the fourth proportional. Fine. Okay. Another thing I want to highlight you is, please consider once again the line. If 4 numbers are in proportion, they have not mentioned any extra condition. They have just used the word proportion. Now in the next case, we'll have an add-on, an extra condition to this. Okay, let's see. But first of all, if only proportion the word is used, so A upon B is equal to C upon D. Great. Moving on to the next thing. Yeah, I have highlighted that extra part with this box. Understand, students? If 4 numbers, then again second note maybe 4 numbers ही है. So A, B, C, D. But there is something extra. Are in continued proportion. यहाँ पे word continued is extra. So there must be something difference. So now what's that difference? Let's see the difference. The difference is A upon B is equal to B upon C is equal to C upon D. Can you see these arrows? We are repeating. In other words, in technical words, I will say the B is continued to the numerator. See the cursor. C is continued to the next numerator. That's the reason they are called as continued proportion. Hope you understood the difference. If word continues come, then what will happen? A upon B, then B will be again repeated. B upon C, then C will be again repeated. Then it's C upon D. This is the difference. If somebody asks you for the continued proportion. Okay. Moving on to the next thing. If 3 numbers, acha, in the previous 2 cases, I was like telling you 4 numbers. First case was 4 numbers in proportion. Second case was 4 numbers in continued proportion. Now I'm telling you if 3 numbers are in proportion, slash means or continued proportion. Understand this logic. Here word or means there is no difference. फर्क नहीं पड़ता है हिंदी में आइल से. If at all 3 numbers का sum दिया है और सिर्फ proportion बोला हो या continued proportion बोला हो, फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. whenever three numbers are given, then by default they are in continued proportion. Understand, this is very important. Three numbers में by default they are in continued proportion. Proportion बोले या continued बोले, they are always in continued proportion. So A, B, C, three numbers. So A upon B is equal to B upon C. Yeah, B is repeated. There is a continuity. Okay. And how to, if I cross multiply, so A will be multiplied with C and B will be multiplied with B. So A multiply by C, B multiply by B. So A multiply by C becomes B square, because B into B hota hai B square. Fine. So now what we can write? We can write B square is equal to AC. Of course. And if the square of this side goes on the other side, it becomes a square root. So B is equal to square root of AC. If we proceed further. Now comes a very important thing. Here B is called mean proportional between A and C. Hope you are getting the concept. In this case, three numbers were in proportion or in continued proportion. So what was the scenario? What was the scenario? Once again, I want to highlight this. See this. A, B, C. See my cursor. A, comma, B, comma, C. Of course, B will be repeated twice. Because B is in between. So B को क्या बोलते हैं? Mean proportional. Mean proportional. किसका mean proportional? B is mean proportional between A and C. Or B is mean proportional of A and C. Okay, moving forward. And A is called as first proportional, C is called as third proportional, because sequence is A, comma, B, comma, C. Now I want to tell you all students, jab kabhi in any of the sums they gave you three variables, for example A, B, C, and if they say that three numbers or three letters are in proportion, so by default this should be at the tip of your tongue, that the middle one is mean proportional. So how will you write? You will always say, plenty of times we'll use this formula, B square is equal to AC. Okay, and then we can elaborate further as B is equal to root of AC. So always whenever the things, three numbers are given in mean proportional, so middle one is the mean proportional and can be written as B square equal to AC. You should remember this formula. Moving to the next slide, we have a sum in front of us. So understood, student, there is nothing, no more notes. It's very simple. The question in front of you is from 2011. Question number 10, sub question A, asked for 3 marks. 6 is the mean proportion between two numbers. What's given? That 6 is the mean proportion between two numbers X and Y. Okay? And something more is given, but I will not read it. 6 is the mean proportional. Mean proportional मतलब 6 बीच में है. किसके बीच में है 6? Between X and Y. So what can I say as per the first condition? Can I say, please see first this red color part which is in the box. Please see this. If you understand this, then there is nothing in the sum. X comma 6 comma Y, because 6 दिया है mean proportion. 6 is in between X and Y. So can I say, I can write X upon 6. See, it's written here, is equal to 6 upon Y. Then we can cross multiply. So now can I write like this? X multiplied by Y is XY. 6 multiplied by 6 is here. So XY is equal to 36. I'll get the first equation. I'll call it as first equation. And you know this is the basic rule of maths. Whenever there is two unknown, we should have two equations. Here X and Y, there are two unknowns. That means we should have second equation also. Okay. Now once again, let's come back to the question. What was the question? Because we read only the first case. First thing was 6 is the mean proportional between X and Y. Next, now see the cursor. And 48 is third proportion to X and Y. 48 is the third proportional to X and Y. मतलब third number पे 48 आता है. There are total three things. First is X, second is Y, and third is 48. So let's see our second condition. As per the second condition, it's written here 48 is the third proportion to X and Y. Just look at this red box. can I say x comma y comma 48? X pehle, second y or third 48. To add more, can I say y is acting as a mean proportional between x and 48? So directly also you can write okay, y square is equal to x multiplied by 48, or you can go with the steps I have solved here. X upon y is equal to y upon 48. Then y into y becomes y square and x into 48. Y into y or x into 48. Okay. Now I have a choice. Either I'll make x as my subject. I'll keep x on one side, or I can also keep y on one side. But I am deciding to keep x on one side. So 48 I'll send down. So y into y square upon 48. One of the reasons of not keeping y at one side was, if at all I just want to get the value of only y, then I need to take square root because y ke upar square hai. So that's the reason, to avoid the complexity, I kept x on one side. Aap y bhi rakh sakte ho. This is my second equation. I'll call this a second equation. Now students, I got the value of x. X is what? Y square upon 48. I'm substituting this value in equation 1. You remember what was my equation 1? Yeah, I have written here. My equation 1 was x multiplied by y into 36. See, I have written here the reason from equation 1. So at the place of x, I'll substitute y square upon 48. Okay, it's there on the screen. X multiplied by y is equal to 36. At the place of x, see the arrow, I substituted y square upon 48 into y is equal to 36. Then now y square into y becomes y cube. Okay, 48 as it is. In the next step, 48 will go up, so it will be multiplied. Now I want to share something important with you all. Pay attention here. Generally, what you all do is you multiply 48 with 36 and you get a big number, 4 or 5 digit number. Please don't do it. Don't do it. See, I kept y cube as it is. Can I say 36 is nothing but 6 into 6? Can I say 48 is nothing but 6 multiplied by 8? Okay. Now, cube. The cube of left side, when goes on the right hand side, it becomes cube root. Cube root means 3 numbers की जोड़ी बनेंगी. Out of 3 numbers, 1 number will come out. Oh, amazing. See, now I have 3 times 6. 1, 2, 3. So 8 times 6 बार आएगा. And this 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2. So 8 2 बार आ जाएगा. So can I say y का value will be 6 multiplied by 2? Understanding all of you? So y is equal to 6 multiplied by 2. Y is equal to 12. We got the value of y. And now you know it's pretty simple. Either you substitute the value of y in equation 1 or 2, whatever is simple, and you will get the value of x. Here it's easy to get the value of x. So x is y square upon 48. This was our equation number 2. At the place of y, I substituted 12. See, here also y square, matlab 12 ka square, I'm not putting 144 over here. I just wrote 12 into 12 because it's always easy for the calculation. Okay, so I'll do the calculation and cancellation and I'll get x as 3. So we got the value of x and y. Required numbers are x equals to 3 and y is equal to 12. Hope the sum was pretty simple. Pause the video. Do solve it right now. Next question on the screen. It's of 2015. Question number 6, sub question A, carrying 3 marks. Nowadays, since last 7 to 8 years, we are observing such type of sums are coming. So please understand this. These types of sums can be solved by 2 or 3 methods, but the best and the easiest method is K method. Okay. See, understand the scenario. If A, B, C are in continued proportion. Okay. सबसे पहले क्या आता है? A, B, C continued proportion देख के ने. Of course, B is the mean proportion between A and C. Okay. And if we write in ratio form, तो क्या लिखेंगे? A upon B is equal to B upon C. This much you should know. To prove that, oh, a huge thing is given. We need to prove it. And you can see equal to sign in between. That means we have to prove left hand side ka case and right hand side ka case equal. Okay, so of course first we'll start with left hand side, we'll get one answer. Then we'll start with right hand side, we'll get one answer. And if both are equal, of course they has to be equal, so we'll say hence proved. Okay, now the first time I'm teaching you this K method, pay attention very well. If A, B, C are in continued proportion, so I can say A upon B is equal to B upon C is equal to K, and in the bracket I wrote say. This say matlab we are assuming. Even often we write let the number be X. Let word let is used for the supposition. This is another style, another fashion of supposing something. Okay, so A upon B was one fraction, one ratio. It was given equal to B upon C. Both the ratios were equal. So what I wrote is equal to K. Say means I'm assuming that this both the ratios were equal. So now I'm saying that this both are equal to K. Now students, pay attention carefully. I want to highlight this thing. A upon B is equal to B upon C, and B upon C is equal to K. So can I say this A upon B is also equal to K? But whenever you use K method, it's a trick that always go from right hand side to left hand side. Okay, so first consider this red box. I know that A upon B का value भी K है, but उसको बाद में लो. First उल्टा जाओ, start from right hand side. B upon C is equal to K है. So can I say, if I keep B in the numerator only, and can I multiply the C at the top with K? So what will it become? B is equal to KC. C goes up, so C will be multiplied with K, so becomes KC. Understanding? Now I am considering this first ratio. Okay, now I am considering the first ratio. Now I can say once again that A upon B is equal to K. Now consider that there is no B upon C. I am hiding B upon C. So A upon B is equal to K. So can I say now that once again this B can be multiplied with K up. So what will be the value of A? A will be BK. See here, A is equal to BK. Okay, but now you will understand why I told ke ulta jao. Because pehle hi we had find the value of B. What was the value of B? B was KC. So here also we got the B over here. So at the place of B, I'll substitute the value of B, which I already got in the previous step. B is KC. So A is equal to KC. See, at the place of B in red color, I'm substituting KC, and K as it is K. So K into K becomes K square. So A का value क्या हो गया? A is equal to CK square. Understood, students? So like this, I found out two values. I found out value of B पहले तो. What is the value of B? K into C. Then I found out the value of A. What is A? A is CK square. So here are the two values. Yeah, I don't have the value of C. I don't have the value of C. I just have value of B and value of A. Okay. Proceeding to the question. We need to prove left hand side equals to right hand side. I got B as CK and A as CK square. I have copied this left hand side as it is. Now, wherever you see B, you just substitute at the place of B CK. And wherever you see A, you substitute at the place of A CK square. That's it. We don't have the value of C. So at the place of C, you should keep C only. Left hand side, I copied it as it is A. At the place of A, CK square. At the place of B, CK. At the place of C, I don't have the value of C, so C will remain C only. Once again, at the place of A, what? CK square. I'm just substituting. Minus ka jagah pe minus. At the place of B, CK. At the place of C, C only. Now it's basic things, students. You all will understand. Okay. Now see the square bracket. From this square bracket, can I say I can remove C common? So if I remove C common, so can I say only K square will be remaining here? See my cursor. C already removed as common, so only K will be remaining here. C already removed as common, so only 1 will be remaining here. Similarly, students, in this bracket, see my cursor please. I'll remove C common. So K square, here minus will come. C already removed as common, so only K will come. Plus ka plus will come. C removed as common, so now 1 will come. Okay. Now if you closely observe, students, I have C here and I have C here. And in between I have multiplication sign. So can I say C multiplied by C is C square? Okay. So I wrote here C square. See the cursor, C square. And I made one big square bracket. Okay. And this K square plus K plus 1 I copied here. In between multiply. And K square minus K plus 1 I copied here. So don't say I have removed C common. C common nahi nikla. C is just multiplied and kept outside. So it became C square. Okay, now we have two things here. Proceeding further. I considered this sum because it's a typical sum. That's the reason I selected the sum. Okay. Now if you closely observe, students, I have K square plus 1 plus K, K square plus 1 minus K. See, deliberately I have marked two red lines below. Why? Because this is the difference. K square plus 1 यहाँ भी है, K square plus 1 यहाँ भी है, but here it is plus K or here it is minus K. To mark the difference between the two brackets, I have marked this red pen. So let's make the jodis now. K square plus 1 is here also, K square plus 1 here is here also. So in the next step, I'll just add a bracket here, K square plus 1 pe. Plus K as it is same. Here also K plus square plus 1. So I'll make a bracket here and minus K. This was very important step. Because K square plus 1 is here also, K square plus 1 is here also, I told here as if it's A in my submind. I'm not supposing. In my submind, you can write in exam also, but with a pencil. No need to erase also afterwards. K square plus 1 I'll suppose in my mind as A. And this K in my mind I'll suppose it as B. Or plus ka plus मैंने समझा. K square plus 1 I supposed in my submind as A and K as B. And minus ka I kept minus. So students, you realize this? A plus B is one bracket, बीच में multiply. Then A minus B is another bracket. So from our childhood, we are learning this formula. A plus B multiplied by A minus B. What's the answer? Answer is this. A square minus B square. A plus B multiplied by A minus B. Answer is A square minus B square. What is our A? Our A is K square plus 1. So when I say A square means, see this cursor. K square plus 1 पे square हो जाएगा. और सी द कर्सर फॉर्मूले में बाय डिफॉल्ट माइनस आता है ए स्क्वायर माइनस बी स्क्वायर के फॉर्मूले में, तो यहाँ पे माइनस आएगा. एंड देन आई हैव बी स्क्वायर. व्हाट इज माय बी? माय बी इज के, सो यहाँ पे के का स्क्वायर आएगा. प्रोसीडिंग फर्दर, k square plus 1 the whole square minus k square. Now I'll apply a plus b the whole square का formula. Understanding? In my sub mind I am considering k square मेरा a है, 1 मेरे लिए b है, तो it's like a plus b the whole square. A square plus 2ab plus b square. So k square का square a square plus 2ab, तो 2 into k square into 1 is 2k square plus b square means 1 का square, तो 1. This minus I copied here as it is minus, k square as it is copied here as k square. Now you can see two red boxes. यहाँ पर है 2k square and here it is minus 1k square. 1 है, तो 2k square minus 1k square is plus 1k square, which is c square is equals to k raised to 4 plus k square plus 1. So students, what is this? We got the answer and this is our right hand side. What was the right hand side? See, I got this answer by starting from the left hand side. A plus b multiplied by a plus b plus c multiplied by a minus b plus c. And our right hand side is something like this. So still right hand side is needed to be solved. Okay, students. So we got this answer. Now I'll move to right hand side. Right hand side is a square plus b square plus c square. At the place of a, what was the value of a? Ck square. So I substituted at the place of a ck square, and don't forget I have a square also, b square. What is the value of b? Ck, upper square as it is, and I don't have the value of c, so c square will remain c square only. This square will go on both the variables, both the alphabets. So c ka square and k square ka square, so k raised to 4, c square k square plus c square. Now if I remove c square common from the entire line, c square is common, so k raised to 4 plus k square plus 1. And students, our left hand side was also this, so left hand side is equal to right hand side, and we achieved, hence proved. Moving on to the next question is 2010 question number 8b, which carried 3 marks. Same thing, nothing, no difference. If x comma y comma z are in continued proportion, see once again I will tell you, no need of giving this continued ka word. If 3 things are given and proportion is given, they has to be in continued proportion. We have to prove something like this. So we'll start with the left hand side, then we'll get an answer, then we'll proceed with the right hand side, then we'll get an answer, and we'll say both are equal. Before starting that, let's start with the k method. X, y, z are in continued proportion. So can I say y will be repeated? X upon y is equal to y upon z is equal to k. Say, I'm assuming, as I told you in the previous sum, जब कभी k method लो, start करो, तो always go in the backward direction. So y upon z is equal to k. First, I'm selecting this box. I know k x upon y is also k, but we always start from right to left in the k method. It's simple for us. So y upon z is k. So if z is down, can I say z can be multiplied with k? Yes. So I'll get the value of y. Y ka value is z multiplied by k. Let's see the next slide. See, y upon z is k. So y ka value is zk. Okay. Once again, I'm going to the previous slide now. See this? Just a second. Okay. Here it is. So I got the value of y as zk. Now next I will take this value. X upon y is equal to k. Okay. See this. X upon y is equal to k. Keeping x above, y will be multiplied with k. So it becomes yk. And fortunately, as always, we have the value of y because we had started in the reverse direction. What was the value of y? Zk. Substituting the value of y as zk in this. So y ki jagah zk, and here k as it is. So zk into k becomes zk square. So we got the value of y, which is zk. We got the value of x, which is zk square. Of course, I don't have the value of z. That's it. Starting with the left hand side now. Left hand side is this. Jahan pe I have x, at the place of x I'll substitute zk square, because value of x is zk square. See here, x ka value is zk square and value of y is zk. Just substitute. Wherever z comes, keep it z only because I don't have the value for z. At the place of x, zk square. At the place of y, zk. I have a square on the bracket, so a whole square at top. Y ka value zk. Z ka ki jagah pe as it is z, the whole square. Okay. Now students, here comes a very important step. Please pay attention. In the numerator, please see the numerator. See my cursor. Can I say here I have zk square and here I have zk? So from the numerator, internally, can I remove zk as common? Please see my cursor. I have removed zk as common. So can I say here it was zk square? So from this one time k will be remaining. So k is here, plus comes here as it is plus, and here entire zk is removed as common. So only 1 will be remaining. Don't forget to write this 1. Similarly, in the denominator, please see here, see the cursor. I was having zk plus z. Now I can remove only z common. So within the bracket, within the square bracket, z is common. So from here k comes plus z was taken out. So don't forget to write 1 here. Okay. See, everything is within the square bracket, and at the top I have a square also. Now see this red lines. This 2 will go as the power of z. This 2 will go as a power of k. This 2 will go as a power of this bracket. This 2 will not go individually to k and 1 because they are within the brackets. This 2 will go as a power of z, and this 2 will go as a power of this bracket. So this becomes z square, k square, and k plus 1 the whole square. Z square, k plus 1 the whole square. Z square cancels. K plus 1 square the whole square, k plus 1 the whole square cancels. Only k square is remaining. This is our answer of left hand side. Now we need to find right hand side. Right hand side is very simple, x upon z. At the place of x, I'll substitute the value of x, which is zk square. Z ka value nahi hai, so I'll keep z only. Z cancels. I have k square. So left hand side is equal to right hand side. Hence proved. Next question, students, in front of you. This question is from the textbook. Find mean proportion between these two numbers. See why I selected the sum. First of all, इसमें root है, and many of us have phobia with the roots or they are big numbers. Find the mean proportion. Mean proportion मतलब the number which comes in middle. Okay, between these two numbers. Find the mean proportion between these two numbers. This bracket is my first number, and this bracket will be my third number. This is important to understand. I need to find the mean proportion, means this middle number. This is my first number, this is my third number. Let x be the mean proportion between these two. If you understand and write only this thing, students, then I can say 50% of the sum is solved. See, I am highlighting with the bracket. This is for most important statement. They have asked us the mean proportion. So I told let the mean proportional be x. So I wrote here first bracket, comma, my mean proportional which I need to find. I need to find this x in between and the third proportional. Understood, students? And over here, if you closely observe, what's the change in this question? Here we don't have any fractions. Here we don't have any variables. Okay, we can use k method. यहाँ पे variables नहीं है. Okay, I can say a upon b is equal to b upon c equals to k. So it's a algebraic, a numerical sum. So here I cannot use k method. So can I say because x is the mean proportional between these two brackets? So can I say this iska square, mean proportional ka square will be equal to the product of this two? Hope you remember my previous note. If I say this is a, this is b, and this is c, see the cursor. So mean proportion is b. So b square is equal to a multiplied by c. Similarly, x is mean proportional. So I wrote x square. And here this bracket multiplied by this bracket. So this is the expression. Now to evaluate further, see it's so simple. Root 46 minus root 10. Root 46 plus root 10. In your sub-mind, for 1 second, just consider root 46 is a. Just consider in your sub-mind. And root 10 is b. Can I say this is like a minus b? In your sub-mind, consider root 46 as a and root 10 as b as you considered. But here we have plus. So this becomes a plus b. So can I say this is like a minus b into a plus b? What's the formula? A square minus b square. So let's go to the formula. A square minus b square. X square as it is x square. A square. A was root 46. So root 46 का square. Formula में बीच में minus आता है. A square minus b square. B is root 10. So root 10 का square. As we know, root and square gets cancelled. So we are left with x square is equal to 46 minus 10, which is 36. And square of this side when comes on this side becomes square root. So x is equal to 6.